Hello, I appreciate you taking the time to hear an issue that is close to my heart, children with disabilities, and how they fit in to classrooms and schools, particularly those with autism spectrum disorder. Last year, CNN reported that 1 in 68 children have autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. Although ASD is not the only disability that children have, it is one of the largest diagnosed disabilities, and it is on the rise. This means the likelihood of you and your child knowing someone with ASD is very high. There is a current flux in the way that special needs students, or SPED students, are educated. According to the No Child Left Behind Act of 2001, federal legislation mandates that all students with disabilities have meaningful access to the general education curriculum. Likewise, the IDEA, which stands for Individuals with Disability Education Act, states that they have a right to free, appropriate public education, as well as an education in the least restrictive environment. The issue is really on how this is implemented. While some school districts are taking action and doing their part, others are failing, and we need to rally our support around those who are working and put pressure on those ones that are not. We can all be advocates for these truly special children. The schools that are showing success are schools that have developed and incorporated student integration policies. This gives SPED students access to a regular classroom environment for at least part, if not all of the day, depending on the severity of the needs. The schools that are succeeding are doing so also because they are providing training to their teachers. As stated in an article in the Fordham Urban Law Journal in December 2013, titled "A Solution Hiding in Plain Sight," the reason why some of these programs are working is because general education teachers had better understanding of disabilities and were better equipped with tools to help the students with social, emotional, and behavioral challenges. Now, I know you might be thinking, this adds to the plate of our already overworked and underpaid teachers, but that is simply not the case. The reality is that there are so many moderate need children for the amount of aids that are available and can be available. So in training teachers and empowering them with knowledge and tools, we are doing the teachers and students a favor. We also must remember that higher needs students generally have aids with them throughout the day, depending on their needs. So many moderate needs children are under teachers who may not have appropriate training and skill sets to accommodate them. How do I know about this issue and how integration works? Well, I have seen it for myself. I have worked with special needs children in the SPED program. Last year, I saw a positive difference that integration makes on the SPED and traditional students. I have witnessed drastic positive leaps in behavior, academics, and social skills. I spent the school year with a young 5th grade girl who before us had been at a school who basically babysat her most of the day. We saw her quickly crush her expectations while in our program. I have also seen traditional students take the SPED children under their wings, befriend them, help them, have patience with them, take pride in them, and love them. But don't just take my word for it. Leslie Hirakawa has been teaching SPED students for over 20 years. She played an integral part in implementing successful integration practices with her students in the Douglas County School District. Her beliefs are those with special needs can still contribute to their family and community to the best of their ability, and that we just need to show them and teach them how. She does this by ensuring her students get as much peer time as possible. Now, I know some people might look at this program and think it can be a distraction to the traditional students' classrooms. There's no denying that there is the occasional eruption. However, having children of my own who have been fortunate to have worked with SPED children in their classrooms, I can assure you that it teaches our children things that they may not learn otherwise, and it builds them character in ways that we cannot. To me, this is worth the occasional classroom interruption. For the parents of special needs children, these programs are a breath of fresh air and definitely needed. One parent of a high-functioning yet severely autistic son said she believes integration is beneficial for both the special needs and typical developing students. She has seen firsthand how her son has grown in awareness and social skills through being with his peers. It's helped increase his play skills, patience, and observation. His peers have learned greater tolerance and understanding of all children, how to include and work with others, skills that will benefit them throughout life. His name is Camden. Here's a picture of Camden with his class last year. At first glance, you may not know which one Camden is, or you might figure it out. But what you also don't know is that there's another student in that class who fits the program, more of a moderate needs. Again, you would not be able to point out who this student is. But this is Camden. Who could not love that face and want him to have the best education possible? Education that'll help him in life to succeed. Because of the program, Camden is able to do things like participate in field day. Here's a picture of him with my son. And here's a picture of him doing the sack race on his own. It's very important that we try to keep these special needs children as much a part of the school and the classroom as possible. We need to keep this momentum going. We need to support the schools that already are putting practice into play and demand that other schools catch up. One way to do this is to send a letter to the Department of Education and tell them that we want to see stricter guidelines on integrating special needs children, enforcing classes and schools to do this, more training for regular and special needs children, teachers, and funding for schools so they can upgrade their SPED programs and hire more aides. I will include the contact information when I include this link of this video for this Office of Special Education Programs. Or you can go to ed.gov or Google Department of Special Education and click on the first link for more information. If nothing else, I plead that you'll teach your typically functioning children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, neighbors, and so on to appreciate those who have special needs and disabilities. Teach them to embrace differences of all others, for they may not know which one of their friends are struggling with a disability like ASD. Teach them by example in the ways that you treat others, and soon we will see our society unite together without lines between us. Thank you for listening.